So, as some of you know, or most of you know, Luke Cage premiered on Netflix a couple days ago. I believe it was the 30th of September. 13 episodes are on Netflix now for you to watch and enjoy. I've watched about 10 episodes, take it a little bit slower than most. I knew I wasn't going to bang through this like I did with Daredevil. Though I can tell you one thing, it's definitely better than Jessica Jones. That's so just straight up boring. Nothing happened, and of course they killed off the villain, so it was a waste of time. But Luke Cage, from what I've seen, is pretty good. A couple issues I have with it, mostly. I saw the article on Facebook, like, oh, Caucasian people, like, oh, there's not enough white people in the show. Like, do you realize it's set in Harlem, right? Harlem is mostly known as an African American community. Nothing against white people, but that's just where people of color originate from, at least in some parts of the world. You know, like in New York, that's where they live. It's that kind of community. It's not a racist thing, But so my issues with the show basically stem from the constant use of the N-word. I'm not going into what that word is. You should know just by me saying it. The constant use of the way it's used now, it's more of a slang term, and it kind of irks me because this is what I was talking about when I said my concerns about the show, about how far they're going to go into the whole African American thing with the culture and all that. That's exactly what I was talking about. Because in the very first damn episode, they were using that word and they're throwing it around like it's a common thing. I'm like, what are you doing? This is what people should be mad about. Whether or not there's enough different colored people in Harlem, New York. It's Harlem, New York people, not Queens. But like the actor that plays Luke Cage is absolutely fantastic. Great actor. Looks just like Luke Cage from the comics. He is quite big, so I can understand why he's not as agile as Daredevil would be, or certainly not Iron Fist. Like when he fights, he just throws people around like Superman would. He doesn't really do fisticuffs like Daredevil, so I can see how that can be an issue. But me personally, it doesn't bother me because he's a big guy, Doesn't need to throw 5 punches to one regular dude. He can just toss him through the air like he's a piece of paper. But yeah, I think the villain. I'm not trying to go into too much spoilers, but in my opinion, the villain, a little corny. It's like, all right, typical rich black guy wants to take over the city, blah blah blah. Have you ever seen this before? And that just goes into those stereotype thing I was concerned about. It's like, all right, I get that had this taking place in Harlem. Why can we do something besides a stereotypical crazy black guy? Like, come on. You're just really corny to me. Like, I could have done without it. Again, no spoilers because it just came out, but it's pretty good so far. I mean, it's very suspenseful. I like that. It's more of a character-driven series, which I appreciate. It was just Jessica Jones a little more like this. The thing with Jessica Jones is that she's not really interesting of a character. She's a detective who marries Luke Cage and has his daughter in the comics. That's all she's known for. That's all she's known for. That's it. She was a hero in the past, but they don't really go into that at all in the show because they're too busy doing whatever. She's not an interesting character, but fortunately Luke Cage debuted on that show, so we got a little taste of his character. But honestly, he was the most interesting part of the whole series. He didn't even show up that much. But point is, Luke Cage, nice step up from Jessica Jones. I put this series so far right behind Daredevil Season 1. and right before Daredevil season 2, because between Daredevil season 1 and 2, season 1 a little more condensed, season 2 rushed a little bit, especially the Born Again storyline, because let's face it, Elektra should not have died at the hands of random ninja. Should have been Bullseye. I think we all know that. Should have been Bullseye, so Daredevil can go out there in season 3 and kick his ass and kill him like he does in the comics. But, they couldn't find an actor to play Bullseye, so I guess they had to rush it. They didn't have to rush it, but they did, so can't do anything about it now. But I think this should have been more of an effort to get Bullseye into the series. But Luke Cage, again, no spoilers, but pretty good so far from what I've seen. I've seen about 10 episodes. Watch it once in a while. I'm not trying to overload my brain by binge watching it. Not this series. Daredevil, definitely. I knew going in this was going to be more of a culture-centric, street crime, drama type of thing. So I didn't go expecting action right off the bat, because it's a different character, different background, so there's going to be different elements in the series versus something like Daredevil where, get more of the lawyer stuff and all that. And the character pieces like Foggy and Karen. I wasn't expecting Misty Knight to show up in the series, but pretty good. It's very interesting. I never really grew up reading Luke Cage in the comics. I just know he's one on the Defenders, and he was an Avenger briefly, but he's more of a street kind of guy. He just defends his neighborhood, really. Just a watchman. Neighborhood watchman, like Spider-Man, looking out for the little guy. He doesn't really go fight aliens and stuff like that. It's not really his turf, He could, but he's not going to. 9 times out of 10, he's going to stay in Harlem, where it's his territory. That's where he's most comfortable, so that makes sense. So I'm pretty pleased so far. They've been a little cheesy. At first, I didn't even understand what his plan was. So when the series starts, I'm sure you'll find out. But I never understood what his plan was. And then there's another person that shows up later, and it's like, what the hell? He comes out of nowhere, or she. But it's like, But there's some nice little cameos from other Netflix series that make appearances in this show. Kind of cool to see how these universes are all connected. In the timeline, this is actually set after Jessica Jones and after Daredevil season 2. Just so you're aware, in case you get confused. This makes sense. I thought it was actually going to be set before Jessica Jones. She's not even in this particular show. She might show up later. I don't know. I haven't finished it yet. So, unlike Jessica Jones, I will actually finish this one, because Jessica Jones is straight up boring. Nothing happened. Nothing exciting anyway. Nothing to make me actually want to go back and watch it again, because I probably won't. Tell you one thing, Luke Cage is definitely better than The Flash. At least Luke doesn't abuse his abilities. Barry just does the same thing over and over again, doesn't learn his damn lesson. It's one of those things that gets my nerves when I watch shows like that, like The Flash or Smallville. Fortunately, Luke Cage doesn't really have that problem. I don't really like when he was getting smacked around, but I don't know. They had to do something to get the ball rolling, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So, pretty good. I'm impressed. I wasn't really expecting that much from the series. Like I said before, being a person of color myself, a little concerned going in. I'm like, all right, how are they going to do the culture thing and make it believable and accurate with actual history while modernizing it, quote, quote. Because there's shows like Kevin Hart shows where they make fun of it, and then there's actually taken seriously while sticking to the comic book stuff. I think he does a good job of balancing all that out. Could it be better? Sure. I wish the villain was written a little bit better because he's really cheesy, in my opinion. Really cheesy. Like, starting with his freaking name, Cottonmouth. Really? That's the guy's name? Damn. We hang out with the carnival his whole damn life? Jeez. I mean, like, comics always have stupid names. But, like, Cottonmouth, come on. At least Wilson Fisk took on the name Kingpin and was like, at least that means something. What the hell does Cottonmouth even mean? Or is it supposed to be a slang term, too? I don't know. And yeah, that's my first impressions of Luke Cage. Pretty good series so far. I'm going to finish it, then I'll do a series review. Probably going to include spoilers. Just keep your eyes out for that. It'll be out, and can't say when. It's hard to plan these kinds of things, but it'll be out soon, I'm sure. Till then, this is Peter Parker signing off.